Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First thing I want to do is give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Veshram Kakadash. That ones to the apostle and elders of great millstone. Salutation, brothers, pushing this word with you, said with charity. So this question was, my son wanted to do this sit down with me, but I decided to just go into it and just send it to him. Might do a part 2 to it, but while we go out in the streets, really, because it was commanded us to go to the streets. Why we don't deal with buildings? Because the Lord not in those places. The Lord, the Yahweh Shema Shai is not in those buildings. The only building He commissioned was the temple that Solomon built, and it was only used for the service of the Most High, which was sacrifices. It wasn't used as a place to go in and jump around, hoop and holler. That's not what it was for. It was for sacrifices. So these churches and these different places, they go into the scriptures say when 2 or 3 are gathered in the midst, I'm in the midst of thee. Matter of fact, let's look up this word church, right? Let me look up this word on my other phone. Slocky. I didn't drop it. Hey Siri, definition of high. I was trying to get it to talk so I can find it. Oh, here it is. I got it. Okay. So here we go. All right. Let's look up the word church, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it in here. Let's type in church. Right? You see this. This is G1522, which is church or ecclesia, ecclesia, a gathering of citizens called from out of their homes into some public place, an assembly of people convene at a public place of the council for the purpose of deliberating. The assembly of the Israelites, a gathering or throng of men assembled by chance tumultuously. All right. Yeah, but the definition is one. A gathering of cities called out of their homes into some public place, an assembly. And normally a public place, all right, when you churches are private establishments, all right? So a public place would be this right here in Matthews, all right? Well, I was just said, this is Matthews 22:9. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 8. Then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye find, bid to the marriage, right? And then you look up this word highways. It say what? A way through outlet, exit, literally the way throughout which ones to go out. The place before the city where the roads from the country terminate, therefore outlets of the country, highways, also entrances into a city, right? And what is that? The streets. So when you it's like if you're going from Indiana to Chicago, and you see, and you're on let's say you're on the residential streets, it'll still say welcome to Indiana right there. Most places, it's certain spots in the cities to where they put welcome to Indiana. We here in Chicago, so I see it all the time. But you're going to Wisconsin, you're on the highway, and say welcome to Wisconsin. That's a highway, all right? But you got also roads that are highways as well. The same thing, right? All right, and the scriptures also say wisdom cry, right? All right, this Proverbs 8. I'm gonna start at 1. Do not wisdom cry? Do not wisdom cry? Hold on, is this? Yeah. Do not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice. Her voice. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. All right. So here it is. The scripture just said it. That it says she crieth at the gates, at the entries of a city. Now, what did we just read in Matthews? Go to the highways, the entries of cities, and also say the chief place of concourse, right? All right. So like it. This is Proverbs 1 and 21. Matter of fact, start at 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long will ye simple ones love simplicity, and you scorners delight in scorning, and fools hate knowledge? So who else talk like that? The prophets. All right. Now, people make the scriptures out to be so yeah, it is a book and that has hard understanding, but really it's plain. Who else doing that? The prophets. All right. Who else telling Jake to turn from their stupid shit and stop being so simple? The prophets are. We wasn't told to go to some building. We wasn't commanded to go to a building and deal in a building and, talk like a barbarian to one another and, wear suits and ties and, waste our money, giving it to some hirelings, to take your money and use it for their betterment while the church is suffering. While, you see these places, these churches, where the congregation is coming in on a CTA bus, but the pastor driving a Bentley. Well, how do you think he get that money? All right, how do you think he get that money? All right, but that's another lesson, But we're commanded to go to the streets. We're not commanded to go to and then how would you find anybody, or how would you deal with anybody in a building? You wouldn't need a building fund if you was outside. You wouldn't need a lights fund and a this fund and a that fund if you was outside. All right, now Jake is bugged out. Jake is bugged out. That's why the scriptures say, have a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. So they look like they on point. They look like they right. But where's all the hypocrisies coming from? Where's all the homosexuality coming from? Where's all the robbery, thievery, and murder coming from? Because really they killing you with that doctrine. So with that, I just hope it was edifying. I want to give all praise and honor, glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. Shalom and above the ball.